A Metro Atlanta veteran saw a $4,000 balance due on her rent account. She couldn't get answers from her state agency holding her housing vouchers about why her landlord hadn't been paid. That's when she turned to 11Alive for some help. Consumer investigative reporter Liza Lucas joins us now. And Liza, what did you uncover?
Good morning, Chesley. Well, first, we tried to do a little work behind the scenes and get Stephanie Claverie's case resolved on an individual basis. And then as we asked more questions, we discovered her case was not isolated. Stephanie, as you mentioned, is a veteran who uses a housing choice voucher. That program is formerly known as Section 8, and that helps her cover her rent at her Conyers apartment. But 6 months after she moved in, Chesley, her landlord reached out with a surprising update. Take a listen.
Every month I've been paying my portion, thinking everything was okay, until recently, about a month ago, is when I was contacted by my landlord that they hadn't got paid by DCA. So, but it's a good program if it's working correctly, you know, and everybody's doing their part.
But that was not what was happening. Stephanie showed us where the state's portion had exceeded $4,000 overdue, and seeing that balance really sparked a lot of concerns for her that she would lose her housing. When we started asking questions about this, DCA confirmed that a new housing management system had been launched in June, and that triggered a payment backlog. Now, we have since spoken with property managers as well who have been impacted by these delays, Chesley.
Yeah, so Liza, what happens next for Stephanie and others waiting?
Well, we've been in touch with the state regarding this. The Department of Community Services, again, Community Affairs rather, handles these vouchers and those payments. And they tell me that they are working to get in touch with the landlords and the tenants that are impacted. They say that they've assigned staff to handle this situation to alleviate the backlog, and it's expected to be resolved by the end of the month. So we'll be watching and waiting to see. Now, we reached out about Stephanie's case at the 1st of August. Just this week on Monday, she told me her payment had been processed. So even as we were working behind the scenes, there was that lag there. Of course, we're going to be in touch with other people as well as we continue to monitor the action from the state.
Do we know how many families have been impacted by these delays?
It's really not clear. That is a question we'll continue to follow, but there is a very active conversation I have been following on various social groups where people are going back and forth about this. We know on the tenant side there's impact, but also on the landlord side. I have spoken with some landlords who indicated that it's just single properties that are impacted rather than a wide variety that they manage. So maybe that isn't an encouraging sign. But those landlords tell me that they are very much impacted because they depend on these payments to come in on time so they can pay their bills as well.
Yeah. Are there any assurances for impacted families worrying about losing their housing?
Yes, that was a big goal as we did this story because Stephanie was really concerned that she was going to be evicted. And we confirmed both with federal law as well as with DCA that families are not going to be impacted in terms of any delays or also any possibility of facing eviction. Federal law prevents that. They're in fact only responsible for their portion of the payment. So that's something we want to make clear. You're not to be evicted over these delays. Your rights are certainly protected in that regard.
All right, thanks a lot, Liza. Really appreciate that. And you can see Liza's full story on 11 Live News at 11 right here on 11 Live Plus as well. If you have or need help with an issue and you're struggling to resolve it on your own, all you have to do is email 11 Live Help Desk at 11alive.com to get that help.